Yeah, well, I think this really depends on where you're at with your journey with raw food and what you choose to eat. So I've been doing this now for 8.5 years, and the way that myself and my husband choose to eat is very simple, especially compared to how we ate at the beginning of the journey, and especially compared to how I ate before being a raw foodist. So the way that we are right now, we drink a lot of juices, which, yeah, as you said, it can be time consuming. But if you compare that to, the amount of time I used to spend cooking things and going to fast food places to get junky stuff and spending so much time thinking about food and what am I going to eat next and all of that kind of stuff, it feels to me like eating raw at the point that I'm at right now is a really minimal pull on my time. Definitely. I wouldn't say I spend more than an hour a day being involved in the whole process of food, making stuff and cleaning stuff up and all of that. Now, earlier on in the journey with raw food, that can be different for people, because usually when people first become raw, they want a lot of heavy things, and they want like raw pizza and raw pasta and, the kind of things that mimic cooked food items, which can take a lot longer to make, and people are working with dehydrators, and it's understandable that people can feel like, oh, this takes so long to prepare all this kind of food, but usually over time, if people stay with this lifestyle, they don't carry on eating that kind of complex food for very long, so over time the body asks for more green things, and that's just the way it usually goes for people, so it gets simpler and simpler.
When I began juice feasting,
well, I put in my blog every day, everything that I eat every day is 100% raw food. And the reason I even came to be doing that was because of my juice feast. When I began juice feasting, I was just interested to keep a track of what I was drinking every day. And then when I came out of the juice feast and was eating solids again, I was like, I want to keep track of this as well. I want to know what I'm consuming every day. So that's how it all began. And now I've been keeping track of all of that stuff for, I guess, 4 years or something. You can go back through my whole blog and see everything I ate every single day for the last 4 years if you wanted to. So there isn't particularly any kind of logic or, intended structure or something to what I'm consuming every day. It's how it's evolved over the years. So if you went back to, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago or something, you'd probably see I was eating very different things to how I am right now. It always changes over time, depending on where I am, what I have available to me, what kind of stage I'm at, so many different factors. But one thing that definitely is consistent, as you mentioned, is the juices. Both my husband and I really, really love fresh juices every day. It's an important part of our intake every day. Especially him, actually. He pretty much is at a point now where he eats once a day, usually around the middle of the day, and the rest of the day he just takes juices in. So it might be watermelon orange juice. When we live in Ecuador now, and when we're there, he drinks a lot of coconut water, and we drink a lot of green vegetable juices. So all kinds of greens mixed up with cucumber and celery and all those kind of things. I like to always encourage everybody to drink at least one green drink a day. I feel that's really important, whether it's green juice or a green smoothie, as you mentioned. Again, it depends what stage we're at, whether we're doing green smoothies or not. Green juices, we're very consistent with. And there was a point when we first moved down to Ecuador where we were really into green smoothies and we were doing them all the time. And now that's shifted again, and that's not where we're at. It's always changing. I feel like green smoothies are a really great way to help people get more greens into their bodies, especially in the beginning, because it tastes so good when you're blending together fruit and greens. And a lot of people aren't willing to juice, you know, but they feel like it uses a lot of produce, it's time consuming, they don't know what to do with the pulp, yada, yada, yada. So if people are willing to make green smoothies, rather than juices, we'll make the green smoothies. You know, it's all about the greens, getting the greens into your body. So, yeah, for us it changes all the time, but the juices feel like a really important constant that we have there.
I ate raw chocolate like every day at some like that. So yeah,
we don't really eat raw chocolate. There have been points in my journey where I ate raw chocolate like every day at some points when I was living in the UK, and I just don't feel good when I eat like that. So yeah, green juice is definitely a standard for us every day. And there's other things that I really enjoy, you know, as like special things like durian, for example. I don't know if you can get that in Slovenia, but no. Yeah, so that's an amazing tropical fruit from Southeast Asia. Smells like a sewer but tastes like heaven. You know, things like that are what really excite us now and are like, you know, treats and fun foods. Raw chocolate to me feels like a stimulant, and you sometimes, rarely, I eat it if we want to be up all night or go to a party or something, but it's definitely not like a daily thing, not like the green juice.
Every day. Have done.
Yeah, they all sound right on to me. Yeah, I meditate every day, and I do a series of yoga postures every day called the 5 Tibetan rites, which you may have heard of. I do that first thing every morning when I get up, and I have done for years, I don't know, 5, 6 years or something. I also do other yoga at different points, and yeah, I love walking and biking out in nature. Being out in nature is really key. Now, when we're down in Ecuador, where our home is, then it's so easy for me to be outside in the garden and with our horses, and you know, we're growing a lot of our food down there, and that's what is really, really exciting to me, you know, to be with all the baby plants that we have coming up and co-creating on the land there, learning to dance with the flower divas and the plant divas. But right now we're in the US for a couple of months, so it's a bit different. You know, we're traveling and we just kind of do what we can wherever we are in terms of exercise and movement and being outside. Yeah, we really love to watch films. We do not, well, I do not have any interest in watching things that are violent or carry a very heavy message. I like very uplifting things. I'm very specific about the kind of media I like to expose myself to, because I feel very, very sensitive to all of that stuff. So I like to watch funny films and, you know, uplifting messages and inspiring things. I love to sing. That's a very big, big part of my life and my expression of my creative flow. I have a lot of songs on YouTube about raw food, and down in Ecuador I run a women's song circle every week. Just a beautiful group of women gathered together outside in a nature spot right next to the river, and we sing songs together, sacred women's songs, and to me that is just beautiful. I love to be in that kind of energy, sharing with other women in sacred space. So yeah, all of those kind of things are definitely a part of my daily and weekly rhythms. Yeah, well, my work, my sharing with the world is very multifaceted. There's many different parts of it. And part of what I would say, I think I lost you again. You still, okay, you're still there. Yeah, part of what I would say is that it definitely doesn't feel like work to me, like people might often think of work in the kind of cultures that we've come to these days. You know, a lot of the time it feels like play, because this is what I love to share. This is my passion. This is my bliss in life, and I feel empowered about this message, and I love to empower other people and inspire other people about it. So there's definitely that element to what I'm doing. I don't feel like it's kind of like a daily grind of like, okay, this is my work. You know, it's fun, the things that we do. So yeah, it's very kind of multidimensional. I blog. Usually kind of every other day, every few days, I write a blog sharing what I eat, and also lots of different ideas and news from the raw foods movement and events and things. I write a newsletter every week. I really love to do giveaways in my newsletters, to give away prizes and have fun with people through that. We do a daily TV show online, my husband and I, the Raw Food World TV show, which is always a lot of fun. We interview people and we talk about different topics and do recipes and all kinds of things like that. I do consultations, one-on-one consultations with people. So that's usually over Skype or on the phone, helping individuals with their journey, often around weight loss with raw food, but all kinds of topics, juice feasting as well. We talks, raw food talk, public. So we're actually tomorrow just setting off on another tour here in the US. So yeah, we meet with a whole group of people and share our stories and lots of information, and we bring pretty much our whole store. We have the biggest online raw food store in the world, and we bring that with us to the talks. So we have all this stuff there, and it's always fun. We do festivals like that as well, and workshops.
6 years or something.
And there's so many other aspects of the things that I do, but those are the main things, sharing through those kind of avenues. And yeah, we have help, for sure. I actually, I would be really excited to start to hand over some of my emails to somebody else at this point, because I've been answering people's emails for like 6 years or something about raw food, and it's becoming like this huge task. So we are very, very blessed to have a fantastic staff of, I think there's 14 people now who work for the raw food world. Customer service and people who are packing up everybody's orders. So we feel really, really blessed to have all of that here. I'm actually at our warehouse right now here in Ojai. So yeah, we're very blessed with the team that we have.